session. The Honorable Robert Ahmoudi is now presiding. All rise.
You heard the bailiff? Yes, all rise. Give your bailiff a round of applause for that. You can certainly tell she's highly educated, perhaps has even attended university. Very good, very good. Good people of Hereford, I trust you're very well this day. Many of you are probably wondering why you were why you were brought into my courtroom this day. Let me enlighten you. There has been serious, and I do want to underscore, very serious crimes afoot in the colonies of late, namely smuggling. Now the King of England, your king, King George III, who I do trust you all support, does not look very kindly upon smugglers. In fact, it rather ruins his day. After all, he is trying to pay for a very expensive war that is currently raging up in the Canadian provinces. Perhaps you've all heard of it, the French and Indian War. Have you heard of this? Well, of course, war is a very expensive thing. Think of it. The king has to pay the soldiers, feed the soldiers, house the soldiers, give them ammunition, gunpowder, muskets, etc., etc., etc. Now, if any of you have been in the village of late and have read any newspapers, you will know the price of etc. has shot through the roof. So the king has placed a tax on forged iron in an effort to raise enough money to pay for the war. It's called the Iron Act of 1750. What's it called?
Iron Act of 1750.
In what year did it go into effect?
1750.
Hence the name. Very good. Now, can anyone here tell me the name of this particular iron artifact I'm holding in my hands here? Anyone care to venture a guess on what it is? You, sir?
A pointer.
Well, you can certainly point with it, but that was not its original intention or design. Yes, you?
An arrow?
Not an arrow, but good guess, you?
Clock.
A clock hand. An excellent guess, but I'm afraid not correct. You, sir?
The thing that goes on.
A weather vane. That's what you're thinking. Not correct, I'm afraid. Yes, you, madam?
A piece of a.
We've narrowed it down to something called a piece of something. Not quite correct. Yes, you?
Spear?
Not a spear. Let me give you a guess. You might have seen it on a doorpost, a gatepost, on a shutter, allowing it to open and close. Now you know what this is. Anyone? Anyone? You?
A latch.
You're getting closer. You?
Thing that opens a door.
You?
A lock.
You?
A hatch?
You're getting much closer. It rhymes with the word binge. Does that help you any?
Oh, that's what I had.
Did you say hinge? Did you say hinge as in hinge? Because you're absolutely correct, madam. Have you seen this particular iron hinge before today? Madam, I would hope not for your sake, because there's a serious problem with this hinge. It bears no mark of origin, madam. There's no township name, no blacksmith shop, no name of any country. We can't tell where it came from. There's no made in anywhere around here, like made in Spain, Portugal, Morocco, or any such place. Or China, which poses a huge problem for the king. You see, by course of logic, if he cannot collect the tax on the iron, he cannot possibly pay for the war. Do you all understand his dilemma here?
Yes.
Quite serious indeed. Now, I do have some rather distressing news, because one of you in this very courtroom is guilty of smuggling in this iron hinge, and it is my job and my duty to find you out and to bring you to justice, and I'll have you know I do my job rather well. In a moment I shall read from the court docket, placed here by the Lords of Admiralty, and then we shall bring the guilty party to their ultimate fate. You may be seated.
I'm recording.
Quiet in the court. I do expect manners and decorum at all times in my courtroom. What do I expect?
Manners and decorum in your courtroom at all
What does
times.
the word decorum mean to you? Yes.
Respect?
Yes, very good.